I've told these guys that one day when I was playing for the Eagles, like it was like on like a Wednesday or Thursday, they brought some dude in, signed him. He was in the weight room benching like 585 for reps.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude looked fucking good. And we went out there, and he was D lineman, literally first place, stand straight up, trying to put his hands out like this. I hit him straight in the chin and like tea kettled him. And they cut, like after the beating we're laying on this dude, they cut him before practice was done. And we're like, yeah, you're going to get hurt out here. We made a mistake. We got to get you out of here. So like, I mean, and that's a dude with a 600 plus pound bench press, you know? Right. So people are like, you know, that guy was so strong. I'm like, he passed the bus test. We went to the airport. They knew it was him. You know, he's the guy you want getting off. But at the end of the day, this thing was about weightlifting. We would judge NFL players based on their Olympic or their powerlifting total.
Right.
I mean, you know, and, you know.
That's not the case.
No. You know, you got to be able to move in different directions. I wonder where the carryover is with Olympic weightlifting being so, you know, straight up and down. And you think about like, you know, basically vertical displacement within space, and then taking that out and putting those guys into, you know, a more athletic training model, which is pretty interesting. I always, and I think I told this years ago, I never thought Olympic weightlifting was like a way to develop athletes. But if you take people that are already fairly athletic, it's an incredible, you know, amplifier. Because if you ever see any of the videos of, God, and I remember Todd Rice in college, we had these videos. He had been, I want to say to like Bulgaria, or he had been somewhere to go train with some people. And these guys were doing like snatch, clean, and jerk. And I think they were snatching barefoot and then going over and doing some like hurdle hops. And these guys were jumping over hurdles that were like chest high. And like one of the dudes was like rotating in the air, and they were just kind of, you know, smoking cigarettes and you know, landing in funny positions and off of one leg. And these dudes fucking moved well. And I always remember thinking like, are those guys just incredible athletes that found Olympic weightlifting, or did Olympic weightlifting develop those guys into incredible athletes?
I think it's probably great athletes who found weightlifting. And here's why. Because, you know, I coach some of the best weightlifters in all of America. And you have them do anything outside of weightlifting, it's not pretty. Like even like the guy, okay, I have a kid he's amazing. Now, depending on what you ask him to do, but like if you ask him to just like jump up and dunk a basketball, he would look like, you know, he had 12 left feet, you know, but yet he does a 40-inch depth jump. You know, Ryan, he's my top guy. When he does he has the highest depth jump of anyone I've ever seen. You know, because it's over 40 inches after jumping down 45 centimeters. And so, like, I do believe it's probably a great athlete who found weightlifting that can do the crazy stuff.
Would there be a point in, like, the training cycle where you trained athleticism more?
We do now, yes.
Yeah, like, I remember seeing, like, Coach Bergner, you know, he was big into, like, the patch. And he thought that, like, you know, these guys moving over implements through space and, you know, different orientations thought I'd really good carryover. And I remember, Bergner made a funny point where he said all Olympic weightlifting makes Johnny extremely unathletic, or like makes Johnny a dull boy. He made some joke like that to me once.
He's right.
And he's like, you know, these coaches realize like, and you know, and like the Chinese do it, the Russians do it. Like, I mean, the Chinese, if you look at any of their bodybuilding stuff, and they send them to go train and do gymnastics and diving, and send them to do other sports to try to maybe, you know, glean something out of it. So I think is that like part of I'm sure it's part of your template now, but I wonder, is that like in everybody's, you know, training program?
No, it's not, but it's definitely mine after realizing that very thing. When I realized that, you know, just a weightlifter couldn't do, you know, just like, I just naturally can do things. Like I can play basketball, you know, and I can dribble and I can throw things, and I can catch things. When I realized as a whole that they couldn't, then we started doing more just athletic. You know, will it help weightlifting? You know, I don't know. All I know is it's going to make them a better human. I do know that. It's going to make them just better. If they have kids someday and the kid wants to play sports, then these guys will be able to do some things other than just snatch, clean, jerk, squat, and just jump up vertically, and that's it. So even just simply as doing like broad jumps, you know, unilateral broad jumps, you know, jump, turn around, sprint, just make them athletic. I'm hoping though that it will help them, you know, improve their proprioception, so they're, you know, where they are through space. I'm hoping that makes them better at that, because some weightlifters, one big quality that can really, you know, get in their way of becoming great is if any little thing goes wrong, they're going to miss it. Mm-hmm. Whereas like someone who's just a really good athlete can be in the middle of their lift and figure a way to still get the lift. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
like how they'll be like, you'll see them and the bar is moving so quickly and they'll miss and you'll be like, why did you even, they're like something went wrong and it messed them up mentally, versus like a great athlete will still figure it out. They'll turn or they'll dip or they'll make a movement to still be able to get the lift. And so I'm hoping that it improves that ability.